Hello, everybody. Welcome to our third and final day of Brave Girl. We read this last week on Tuesday and Thursday, so if you'd like to go back and listen, go ahead. They're still posted. Otherwise, I'm going to move forward and go over some vocabulary words and what has happened so far before I get into the rest of the book. Okay, grit. Having grit means having courage or endurance during a difficult time. Uncrushable, not able to crush or defeat. Strike. A strike happens when people who work for a company or business refuse to work for a period of time until their concerns are addressed or until their concerns are listened to. It's another word for addressed. Rampant, widespread and uncontrolled. So a wildfire in the woods could be rampant, meaning we can't put it out. It's just so uncontrollable. Plight, a bad situation. So let's listen for those words today as I read. Brave girl. What's happened so far? So if you'd like to go back and listen to the other parts of the story, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of explain it here. Clara is picketing or going on strike because the seamstresses are overworked and underpaid. They work way too many hours, they're not paid enough, the rules are really strict, they're not treated very well, and they're kind of like, enough is enough. Clara strikes for weeks, but the bosses find other young women to do the work. So even though she's striking and refusing to work until things are better, they're able to replace her right away, so they don't really need her. We must do something bigger. Think, Clara and other union leaders. Something huge. A giant strike at every garment factory in the city. The union holds a meeting. Throngs of workers pack the seats, the aisles, the walls. The hall thrums with excitement. Clara listens to speech after speech. The speakers, mostly men, want everyone to be careful. 2 hours pass. No one recommends a general strike. Finally, the most powerful union leader in the country goes up to the podium. Not even he proposes action. So Clara does. That's right, Clara. She calls out from the front of the hall. The crowd lifts her to the stage, where she shouts in Yiddish, "I have no further patience for talk. I move that we go on a general strike." And she starts the largest walkout of women workers in U.S. history. The next morning, New York City is stunned by the sight of thousands of young women streaming from the factories. One newspaper calls it an army. Others call it a revolt. It's a revolt of girls, for some are only 12 years old, and the rest are barely out of their teens. In the coming weeks, Clara is called a hero. She lights up chilly union halls with her fiery pep talks. Her singing lifts the spirits of the picketers. When a group of thugs approaches, she yells, "Stand fast, girls!" And they do. All winter long, in the bitter cold, in their cheap, thin coats, tired and starving and scared, the girls walk alongside the men on the icy sidewalks of the picket line. They spill out of the union halls, blocking the roads, filling street corners and public squares. Newspapers write stories about them. College girls raise money for them. Rich women, swathed in fur coats, picket with the factory girls. By the time the strike is over, hundreds of bosses agree to let their staff form unions. They shorten the work week and raise salaries, meaning less hours and more money for them. The strike emboldens thousands of women to walk out of garment factories in Philadelphia and Chicago. So not just New York, they're inspiring other people too. And the strike convinces Clara to keep fighting for the rights of workers. Her throat is hoarse, her feet are sore, but she has helped thousands of people. proving that in America, wrongs can be righted. Warriors can wear skirts and blouses, and the bravest hearts may beat in girls only 5 feet tall. So the lesson we kind of learn here is to never give up, right? She gave so many young girls the courage to fight back. Okay, everybody, that's it for this story. I really loved it. I hope you did too. And listen in for our next story on Thursday. Okay, everybody, bye.